Hey, it's Pete Kima. It is Friday morning. It is 8:30. It is time for Coffee Talk with Kima. Listen, I hope you guys are doing well today. Going to be a great day today. We need some rain. I'm glad for the rain, right? But it's going to be a great day. I'm coming to you live today, right here from the Wake Forest Chambers Coffee Club at the loading dock. I do this once a month. As you know, if you watch every single week, you know that I come here once a month for Coffee Club. Here's the thing. If you're in the Wake Forest area, on this Friday every single month, come out and have coffee with us. It's free to the public. Come out, network, meet new people. If you're a real estate agent and you're not here, so 3 real estate agents here today, all from real estate, right? There's myself, Brian Pate, and Anthony Paracco. Right, guys, there's so many opportunities to meet new people here. There's commissioners here from neighboring towns today, for example. Right, there's so many opportunities. I encourage you to get here if you can for Coffee Club here with the Chamber of Commerce. It's going to be loud here today, so I'm going to yell at you just a little bit. It might if my sons are hearing this in the background, they can probably get a little bit nervous because if I'm not screaming, I'm sleeping at my house, right? Yeah, listen, I'm going to raise my coffee cup to a guy that my kids looked up to for an awful long time. Derek Carr is off and on his way to New Orleans, Louisiana, to play quarterback for the New Orleans Saints. Derek Carr, thank you for all the memories. Not a lot of wins, but a lot of memories, and we're really grateful for you and the way you led and inspired my kids. For those of you that don't know, Camden took some photos and a brand new rookie card of Derek Carr many years ago, wrote him a letter with some gosh-awful spelling in it, sent it off to Derek Carr. Derek Carr signed everything with a nice letter back to Camden, handwritten, just the nicest thing, right? And to do that handwritten for a young man like that, I mean, it really meant a lot. Your leadership exemplified exactly what I hope my kids do as they continue to lead in their lives. So shout out to you, Derek Carr. So spring has not sprung. You know, if you watch me at all, you know that I am praying for snow, right? If you want snow, put a 1 down here in the comments, right? I want some snow. We had a little false spring. We got into the 80s, right? I'm looking outside. It's raining out right now. It's not cold enough for snow today, but the forecast is showing me that we're going to get down to 29 degrees early next week, low 30s some other days. Could we see some flakes maybe? Maybe some flakes? Guys, we need 1 good snow, just 1 good snow. I know many of you got false hope, but I was at a ball game the other night on Monday night, killing mosquitoes that were landing on me. I'm not ready for mosquitoes at the end of February, beginning of March. I don't know about you, but that is not what I'm looking forward to. Anyhow, but with 29 degrees coming, we'll see. So this Sunday night, it's time to spring forward, right? Time to move our clocks forward 1 hour. Some people consider you're losing an hour of sleep. Just go to bed an hour early. You're not losing anything, right? Or sleep in an extra hour that day. But we are going to spring our clocks forward. And it got me to thinking, when you spring your clocks forward, people get angry about this thing, about daylight savings time. Man, if you look online, I bet if you jumped onto the Wake Forest Community Information page Sunday night, people will be angry about this, right? People take it, who cares? We lose an hour here, we gain an hour in the fall. A lot more important things to be angry about than daylight savings time. And I don't care what the reason for daylight savings time is. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. Take it away, keep it. Doesn't matter to me. Find something else to be upset about, right? But it got me to thinking about the fact that I used to wear a watch. I used to wear a watch every single day. This was before iPhones, though. Once I got my iPhone, I noticed less and less need for a watch. I know a lot of people wear an iWatch, things of that nature. But I used to wear a watch every single day. And I don't do that any longer. But I was one of those guys that when I walked in my house, and maybe you're this way, but when I walked into my house every day, I'd have to take my watch off, my ring off, whatever I've got on, all that would have to come off, my headset, whatever that is, all that would have to come off the minute I walked in. And now, you don't ever put your phone down. Your phone stays in your pocket the whole time, no matter where you are. So I walk in, and now this guy's with me, and it's never far away, right? But it got me to thinking about the fact that, the clock automatically adjusts there. I'm never late because of my phone. And we had a conversation the other day, a very spirited conversation with some friends of mine about the fact that I'm an iPhone user, and I believe everybody should be an iPhone user. If you're not using an iPhone, what are you using? Are you a Google phone guy? Are you one of those droids? Like, if you were an iPhone user and you moved off of iPhone, have you moved back yet? And I use the word yet because you will, right? It's got me thinking about, I'll tell you how much, what changed the other day when I had this conversation. I decided that I was going to pick up a book I've read twice before, but it's such a good book. If you haven't read it yet, Jobs, the Steve Jobs book that was written right after he passed away, is phenomenal. I mean, it is such a good read. The guy treated people poorly because he was so laser focused on one thing, and that one thing was him bringing product to market that changed people's lives. And tell me if he didn't do that, right? Now, his means may not be your means, may not be my means, but the guy certainly has left some clues about success, right? So I think when you look at the opportunities to make a difference in people's lives the way he did, I think it takes laser focus like that, right? Anyhow, so Steve Jobs, good book. But here's the reason I picked it up. I'm struggling right now finding a book to read. Like, I've picked up 5 or 6 books, and I've gotten to the point in life now, maybe it's my age, no making fun of me, but I've gotten to the point in life now where if I start a book and it's terrible, I don't keep reading it. I just don't. I just move on. So tell me what I need to read next. Last good book I read was Atomic Habits, Hungry, Humble, and Smart, Lencioni, things like that. But it's been a while since I've read something that I really liked. So I picked up something I knew I would like on reading Steve Jobs again. My son's reading Shoe Dog right now. Camden's reading Shoe Dog, the whole story behind Nike, because that movie's coming out next month about Michael Jordan and Nike and so on and so forth. So he wants to get the background there. That's another good read, by the way. But whether it's a business book or a fun book, if you've got something that you think I ought to be reading, let me know. That question came up because this week's been a challenge. Tuesday we got a couple pieces of bad news. One of them I'm going to save here for just a moment. That I'd ask you to stick on here and watch and listen to, because it's a tribute to somebody really important to me and many, many people. But the other piece of potential bad news we got is Camden may have re-injured his back. We got some potential good news last night about it, but we're going to have an MRI next Friday, a week from today, and we'll read it the following Monday. And so we're very hopeful that Camden's going to be okay. He's back playing baseball, playing at a high level, doing a good job. And it's his passion. It's what he loves. And so we're very hopeful that he's going to be okay. But Tuesday was a rough day, but I'll tell you what happened. The very next day, I got asked to be on a panel by a mortgage company. Fairway Mortgage invited me to be on a panel with several other really, really good brokers. I don't know that I belong there, but it was a bucket filler for me. I found myself passionately giving of some of the experiences, right? Because listen, nobody's made more mistakes in this business than this guy. Nobody. And to be able to share those mistakes and the things I've learned from there with a room full of people that were in the business for less than 5 years, let me tell you, I needed that at that time. It kept me busy. And so to Fairway Mortgage, I'm grateful for the opportunity. To those that came and said such kind things to me afterwards, and the new friends I've made, thank you. This guy really needed that. When you get bucket fillers or difference makers in life, you have to hold on to them. And that leads me to the other piece of bad news I got on Tuesday. And Lump, I hear you, buddy. I see it right there. So everybody knows that Tom Colo and I are great friends. Tommy was in my wedding. I love Tommy. Tommy's salt of the earth, and his whole family is. And the reason Tommy's salt of the earth is because he has the greatest parents. His parents are phenomenal. I want to talk about his dad today, Vic Colo. Vic Colo is a Hall of Fame baseball coach from my little hometown in Orange, Massachusetts. And I grew up at a time in an era where we had, in a small little town, small little high school, we had Hall of Fame coaches, right? I see the turnover of coaches here in a big city. And yes, we have access to incredible coaching here. But I had day-to-day coaching that I would go to church with, or that I would see at spaghetti suppers, or that I was at their house and hanging out and would get additional coaching. And I'm not just talking about coaching about baseball or basketball or soccer or football, whatever the sports were. Guys like Joe Spadafora and Bruce Jones and my guy, Charlie Pelock. All three of those guys have passed on. And Tuesday we lost Vic Colo. And Coach Colo, I raise my comic cup to you and to your family and the impact that you've had on me, my family, and so many in our town. There's a good chance I'm going to come home. They're going to have a funeral next Saturday. And it might be the largest funeral in the history of Orange, Massachusetts, honestly. I can't say enough. Let me share a good story about Coach Colo. I went to an organizational meeting as a freshman about baseball. We're sitting in room 12 at Mahar Regional High School. This is how vivid this is to me. And he got up in front of the classroom, talked about the baseball team that year, what the opportunities were, and he taught us how to take a proper lead and a pivot on the front foot. If you played baseball for me, Ryan Husking, Mr. Zerulnik, all you guys, if you played baseball for me, You know that we spend an awful lot of time about that front pivot foot, right? Staying balanced, getting over that front knee, and then taking off without taking a step backwards and saving a step on a steal, right? We talk about that all the time, right? That came directly from when I was in ninth grade at an organizational meeting from Coach Colo. Coach Colo played ball professionally and had a lot to share, but he was just a genuinely great person. The reason that place is going to be packed and the reason it'll be standing room only next Saturday is because when you meet genuinely good people that care, they make a difference in lives. Coach Colo made a difference in my life. I'm hopefully making a difference in young men's lives today. That's a direct line to Coach Colo. I love my friend Tommy, and I love his sister Ann and their mom, Mary Ann. I love the family. But Coach Colo, this is for you today. I love you. I'm so grateful for the impact you've had on me and my hometown and all the people there. So, Coach, thank you for everything. If you've had a coach or a teacher or a mentor in your life, guys, reach out to them and tell them thank you today. Do not wait, because you're going to get the news I got on Tuesday. Reach out to them, tell them thank you. Just a week ago, Tommy and I were talking about his dad in his house and, you know, some of the trials and tribulations, and less than a week later, I got a phone call telling me that Coach Colo has passed on. So it happens that quickly. So if you get a chance, take a minute and go thank your mentor. So Coach Colo used to do these fun things. He was one of our history teachers, right? And social studies teachers in general. And he would he'd roll in a TV, and this reminds me of the South. He would roll in a TV, and we'd watch things like the All-American football nominees or final teams. We'd watch so many things that had nothing to do with history that had such an impact on us because we would have so much fun. He was just so great to all of us, right? I mean, it was just fantastic. But it reminds me of what happened here in the South. If you grew up in North Carolina, there's all sorts of memes. All you kids that grew up in North Carolina, I'm jealous of you because your teachers would roll in a TV for the ACC tournament, which is happening right now. So transitioning from Coach Colo to the ACC tournament was easy because Coach Colo used to do fun things like that. I raised my cup to the Tar Heels. Listen, they battled hard. It wasn't our year, right? Yes, preseason #1. That was all based on a run they made late last year. I still love my Heels. It's been a tough one. My Catamounts here, where are we? My Catamounts lost by 3 points in the championship game to Furman. I almost had my Catamounts in the tournament, not my Tar Heels. It's kind of like Bizarro World, right? But I still love the ACC tournament. Look forward to seeing it wrap up. I try to sneak down this weekend and catch a couple of games. Next Thursday, if you're in town, 25 years ago, I was in corporate America, and at lunchtime, I used to run all the pools. Just before we had iPhones, I would have the sheets and the highlighters and all that stuff, right? And I would have hundreds of people in my pools. And I would go to the bar at lunchtime for 1 hour and have the highlighters on. I'd start watching all the games, and I was so excited. And then the 1 hour would end, and I'd have to race back to the office. And I remember looking at the bar and seeing all these guys still staying, and you could tell they were settling in for the day to pull a shift, right? And I remember thinking, when I grow up one day, I want to be these guys. So the very next year, I got a job. It was a full commission job before I was in real estate. And my gift to myself for the last 24 years is I take the first day of the NCAA tournament off, which is next Thursday. I take it off, and I spend the whole day in a bar with my friends and anybody who wants to come in, and we watch basketball. I'll bring my laptop. I'll do a little bit of work in and out of games, that kind of thing. Some years we've had as many as 40 to 50 people there at one time. Some years it's just 2 or 3 of us early on, but it's people in and out all day long. Should be a good crowd this year. Real McCoys. I'll be there at 11:30 this coming Thursday, right? A week from yesterday. If you're in town and you want to come out and have lunch, you want to spend the day with me, you want to talk basketball, real estate, whatever, guys, come on out. It is such a good time. I would love to have you come out and see me. It's something we've been doing for an awful long time. Anyhow, let me transition to the real estate part of this because I know so many of you are, I hear from you that one of the reasons you were upset when we stopped doing Coffee Talk a while back was because some of the real estate tips. It's fun when I go in to do a listing appointment and people are like, listen, we've done everything you've told us on Coffee Talk. It feels great, right? Today's not a tip. It's more about talking about a part of what we do, right? So real estate agents do open houses. Many real estate agents do open houses for the wrong reason, or partially the wrong reason. Let me be crystal clear about that, right? So first of all, if you were not in real estate, do you like open houses? If you were selling your home, would you want your agent to host your house open for the public to come in and maybe sell the house? Let me know what you're thinking. Some privately. A lot of you just talk to me privately. You can post it here. It's up to you. But many real estate agents do open houses for one reason, and that's to pick up buyer clients. They're hoping to pick up buyer clients. And if they sell that house, great. I see slightly differently. Yeah, we hope we pick up buyer clients too. You know who I want the buyer clients to be for? I want them to buy that house, right? Those people have entrusted me or my team with selling that house. Whether it's new construction or resale, our responsibility is to give the house massive market exposure. And part of that, to me, is doing open houses and doing them correctly. I'm not going to get into correct open houses today, but make sure you're asking your broker, why are you doing the open house? And look them in the eye. Make sure they tell you the real reason, right? The good brokers, and there's so many of them out there, there's a ton of great brokers out there. The good brokers will tell you, we want to pick up buyers and we want to sell your home, right? Because we're building a business. So the open house is a marketing opportunity for us as real estate agents, but our ultimate goal is to sell that house, right? So anyhow, if you don't know that already, that's the way the industry sees things. Anyhow, I love you. I hope you guys are doing great. Listen, it is going to be a wet one today. And sometimes when it's dreary outside, people can kind of get down on themselves a little bit. If you're in one of those places in life right now, as I've shared with you earlier today, I'm dealing with a couple of real difficult things, right? If you're in one of those places in life where you're really feeling it and the cloudy weather and the rain today might get to you a little bit, I'm around. Reach out to me. Reach out to anybody that you think will answer the phone. Don't be by yourself. Don't wallow, right? Activity breeds results. And no matter what that is in your life, activity breeds results, right? Pick up the phone, get active, talk to somebody, call me. You know why? Because you matter and you matter to me. Thanks, guys, for being here. I always appreciate you, and we'll see you in a week.